David, it's a real pleasure to be with you both today. Thanks for joining us.
The pleasure is ours. Thank you very much.
And this has been a long time in coming. I mean, you must be absolutely delighted, David.
I'm really delighted. You know, I think that it's been a long journey, but a journey that I know has been worth it. Especially, you know, this is an exciting but busy week for us on the lead up to our first game. But you know, when I started this 7 years ago, A, I never thought it was going to take this long, but then B, you know, the enjoyment that I've had over, you know, the last few years has been incredible. So. Yeah, the lead up to this game at the weekend, we're very excited.
When you first joined MLS with Galaxy 13 years ago, David, the league has grown and the sport has grown here in the US since then. But would you have thought it might have grown more than it has? And will this give it a big kick?
No, I expected it to grow. I think what's happened in the last 5 to 10 years, you know, it's grown at such a fast rate that it doesn't surprise me, because I know that the hard work that's gone into this from the commissioner, from the MLS, and to grow it to the stage where it's at now. You know, I expected it to grow, but you know, to be an owner now going into this league, you know, we're very happy to be, you know, where it is now.
Jorge, why hasn't Miami had a successful franchise so far, and why is the right time now for Miami?
I think two things: the commitment of ownership to the sport, and I think 2020 is the right time for our franchise. Frankly, because of our fans. You look at Miami; it's a beautiful cultural mosaic of so many backgrounds and people from so many countries. It's predominantly a Hispanic and Latin market, whose first sport is soccer. So frankly, I'm surprised that it hasn't been successful before, but it created an opportunity for us to make David's dream a reality. But ownership is committed. I think there's going to be a great journey for a Major League Soccer franchise in Miami. You know, we have a global aspiration for our team, for it to be a global team. Miami's a gateway to the Americas. Miami's a burgeoning global city. So I think the timing is right and perfect, and you know, it's time for Inter Miami to succeed.
David, as we were discussing, I do my show every day down from the New York Stock Exchange, and Manchester United is listed on the stock exchange. Its value as of today is about $3 billion. Can Inter Miami get to those sorts of levels one day?
I mean, you have aspirations, and of course you want to compare yourself to the great clubs financially and obviously on the field as well. And I think that's as owners, is what you look to. You know, I was lucky to have played for Manchester United for the years that I did. I knew the popularity that it had around the world, and that's why, you know, it's worth what it's worth, you know, today. But I think that, you know, what we want to achieve with our club, you know, we want that longevity. We want to be around for a long, long time to come. We want our kids to turn up at the stadium 10, 15, 20 years from now and say, this is what our dads, you know, created, and it's what our dads have done. So yes, we want to have that legacy. We want to be able to, you know, be very proud of what we've done so far, and that we are. But of course, we all have aspirations of, you know, comparing ourselves to the greats in the game.
Jorge, the Forbes review puts the average value of a franchise at about $300 million. A handful are up at $500 million, like Atlanta and Galaxy. Where do you think you guys come in at, given the amazing backing you have and the uniqueness of being the Miami franchise?
Well, I think at the top of the league, and for two reasons. Number one, when you look at the global nature of our team, the amount of, I think, corporate sponsor interest that we have with companies that have global footprints, I think obviously there's an impact of David and what he represents globally. So I think that the economics of the MLS have changed. I think when you look at, you know, the recent franchises that have been approved at franchise tags of over $300 million, you have to add to that, you know, investments in stadiums and infrastructure. In some of these cases, a new expansion franchise and owners are coming in at over $500 million in equity. You know, the profile of the owners of the MLS have changed. You're getting billionaires now and groups that are coming in. It's a very, very different economic model. And as a media deal comes up in, I think 2.5 or 3 years, you're going to see, I think, a very, very different deal and dynamic. So I think from a Miami perspective, we're uniquely positioned with sponsors to want to attract. Miami's a very, very attractive market. We're making a significant investment in players and teams. So, but to answer your question, I think the valuation of Inter Miami today is, very, very near the top of any of those clubs.
David, on the topic of corporate partners, did you personally want Adidas to be the partner?
Well, they're the partner of the league, so I was obviously very, very proud to, be part of that. Adidas have been, my sponsor and partner for over 20 years. So, obviously it's very nice to be able to work with them and work with them on the kit, and the design of the kit, the colour of the kit, and everything to do with that. So, very proud that they are part of this.
And no announcements yet on the main shirt sponsor.
No, we've been in a discussion with many global brands, but we have nothing to announce yet.
So, David, in your transition from sports star to now a leading businessman, are there any key business people that have been a great help and advising you along the way?
To be honest, I've been very lucky in my business career that I've surrounded myself with the right people, good friends, and people that have advised me in the right way. I've been very lucky to have had great partners over the years on the business side, and I think that has helped me, in this second journey of my life and my career. Obviously I played football for up until I was 38 years old, but I started preparing on the business side, when I was probably 30 years old to then go into the next phase of my life on the business side. So, being in business, with people like Jorge, with Marcelo, with Massa, and that is a great place to be, because when I have needed advice on the business side, I have these guys to talk to, but also, friends and family, and obviously having a wife that is also a businesswoman as well. It's a good position to be in.
Jorge, when David joined LA Galaxy, already he was a player that transcended the sport.
Yes.
But he joined kind of before the peak of the social media revolution. In fact, even before Instagram was founded. How much of a difference would it make if you were able to sign someone like a Cristiano Ronaldo today with the following they have on social media?
Well, first we have David Beckham.
You do. Now he's got 60 million followers. You didn't back then, David.
Listen,
61.
Oh, there we go.
Huh?
Undersold it.
As an
Lend
owner,
us a few.
and frankly, social media platforms, channels are important for a multitude of reasons. We'll have the opportunity to bring in global superstars at the right time, but it has to fit what we're doing as a team and the culture we're establishing. But maybe David will have some competition on Instagram followers. We never know. But.
Would Cristiano be your number one if money was no object?
You know what? I think that we've always looked at our team and what players that we want to bring into our team. Of course, you always want the best. Like every owner probably in the league. Mm-hmm. If you was to turn around to them and ask them the same question, would you like Leo Messi or Cristiano? Of course, anyone's going to say yes, of course. But like Jorge says, it's one thing that I've learned. One of the many things that I learned from Sir Alex Ferguson is the players that you bring into your club have to fit right on all different levels. Mm-hmm. It's not just about bringing the best players in. It's about bringing the right players in, and that's what we hope to do. So if it is one of those two great players, then that would be exciting for our fans and the people of obviously that are involved in the MLS.
Well, with my 300 followers, I'm available as well. My final question, David, which is that you're clearly so excited about being a leader now in the ownership form of this club. But I wondered whether anything actually comes back to comparing to the feeling of leading your country out to play.
It's hard because I've always said whenever anyone's asked me, what's the thing that you look back on of your career and you're proudest of? And I always say, of course, winning the treble, winning championships in multiple different countries. The one thing that I say that tops any of that list is captaining my country. To be able to lead my country out into World Cups, into multiple World Cups, to have done that without doubt, nothing compares to that. So I hope that this, as an owner and as us as leaders of our club, I hope that compares. But you know, I've always said that nothing compares to walking out as captain of your country.
Well, it's a tough act to follow, and either way, we wish you both the best of luck with the launch, and thank you so much. It's been a pleasure. David?
You're welcome.
Listen, thank you.
Thank you.